Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we are doing another Swiss Born of the Gods draft. Got a couple options at our disposal here. We've got the Asphyxiate, we've got Fall of the Hammer. We have Cura's Follower, which is Ramp, as well as some additional stuff. I mean, the rare's Whelming Wave, which is cool, but I don't think it's the pick. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at one of the removal spells, so it's either Asphyxiate or Fall of the Hammer. Believe it or not, I think I actually like Fall of the Hammer more, but I'm not opposed to a first pick Asphyxiate either. I tend to like Fall of the Hammer more only because it's more versatile. You can trigger Heroic. They don't have to be untapped. It's less color intensive. Really, almost every aspect of Fall of the Hammer I like more, except for the part where you need a creature out. But even with that, I think I still like Fall of the Hammer more than Asphyxiate. Asphyxiate really lends itself better to a more controlling strategy where I feel like Fall of the Hammer can do any sort of archetype, really. Not sure, though. Okay, follow-up pick. Well, I can do Fnatic here. Maybe make a green-red thing work. Otherwise, Crow and Skyguard, of course, good for the red-white deck. Centaur's good. Butcher's good. I'm not opposed to Fnatic here. Fnatic's quite good with Fall of the Hammer. And green-red beats. I've played it and I like it. You get some good spot removal as well as good fatty creatures. So I think I can get behind that. We can take the Fnatic here, see if that works out. If not, we'll see what's open. But for now, I'm very much cool with Fnatic of Xenagos. Okay, now we've got Rise to the Challenge, Mischief and Mayhem, Mortal's Resolve, Kragma Butcher. All are fine. All are good. What do I like the most? Well, Mischief and Mayhem is quite good. Very good with Trample, I will say that. Kind of cool with Fall of the Hammer, I guess, if you have enough mana, but seems expensive. I do like the Butcher. I don't know if it's too early. I like Rise to the Challenge as well. I guess we could take the Mischief just because it's uncommon, and you only get one pack to see it. I could see it being pretty strong on the right board state. I guess we'll take it. Okay, so now we've got Cyclops of One-Eyed Pass. Nothing too crazy in this pack. Cyclops of One-Eyed Pass, Satyr Wayfinder are really the only two options I care about. I think we can take Cyclops and One-Eyed Pass. It pairs well with the Fall of the Hammer. And if you end up getting a Prowler's Helm or something, I bet it's pretty good there as well. Okay, now we can do a Tromper as well as a Rise to the Challenge, and there's also a Reckless Reveler. I think Tromper's probably the best. Although I do really like Rise to the Challenge as a trick quite a bit, but I actually do like the Tromper, even though he's a 4-drop, which you tend to get plenty of. I think the Tromper's just a really good card. I like it. It's a good hill giant. Okay, so here I'm fine with doing Karametra's Favor. It's not the best card, but it allows you to possibly splash, and you can do some cool stuff with it. Fix you, ramp you, get some heroic. Let's try it. Alright. Second Tromper, as well as a Fearsome Temper. I'd rather play the Trompers over the Cyclops of One-Eyed Pass, I believe. I do like Fearsome Temper a lot. But Tromper might just be... Well, it's not necessarily better. I mean, Temper is an amazing card. Maybe we pick up the Temper. I could see some times where I'd really want it for sure. Diversify a little bit. Alright, well, Pillar of War combos pretty well with Fearsome Temper. There's also Aspect of Hydra, which currently isn't amazing, but if we pick up more green, it certainly can be a good heroic trigger and trick. Very good with the heroic guys in the Theros packs. Pillar of War is cool. Currently, we have Karametra's Favor and Fearsome Temper for it. Could also pick up some... I don't think it's super likely I'm playing Pillar of War, though. So let's take the Aspect of Hydra. Okay. We can take a second Fearsome Temper. I'm not, like, super amazed by that, but I think it's fine. We could still easily make that work. Alright. Guess we can take Thunderous Might. There's not too much else for us here. Alright, Table Arise the challenge. That's a good sign. Also, Tabled Mortals Resolve. Which one do I like more? I think I probably like the Indestructible more. That makes more sense. This does more damage, but this is more versatile. None of these matter. Crypsis can be really annoying. I've lost to that too many times. Alright. So we do look like we're green-red. I'm pretty satisfied with our first pack. Really looking for some creatures since we seem to be pretty short at the moment. God, I'm just opening Perforos like it's not even a thing. I swear, this is the third Perforos I've opened in the last, I believe, I want to say 4 drafts. In the last 4 drafts, I've opened 3 Perforos. That might be wrong, but somebody can look that up and verify that. Pretty sure that's fairly accurate. So obviously taking Perforos here, especially since we're in red, even more icing on the cake. There's also Nylea's Emissary, Nessine Courser, Disciple, Deathbell Raider, Titan Strength, plenty of playables in here. Hopefully we table something of relevance, but happily taking Perforos. Who knows, maybe I can get super lucky and pick up a Hammer of Perforos again as well. They tend to go very, very well together. Oh my god. Next pick is a Hammer of Perforos. Called Shot on a rare. This is also the third time I've gotten a Perforos and had the option to get a Hammer of Perforos. I think in the same pack. That is pretty weird. But yes. 100% taking Hammer of Perforos. By the way, this Theros pack, just the Perforos into Hammer of Perforos made this deck probably 3 times better than it was looking. At least. Just those 2 picks. Okay, so options now. Stone Shock Giant's going to get us better. I think the Stone Shock Giant's actually what we want, because it's going to get us better devotion for our Perforos. Otherwise, it would be the Asp pretty easily, but Stone Shock is going to fit in with the theme of what we're doing a little bit better. And, yeah, and hopefully we table something. Fnatic would be very good, too. I could see the argument for Fnatic, since we're likely to be pretty heavy red. I might actually want to take the Fnatic. The thing is, Stone Shock Giant is a better beater on its own, and it gives us double devotion. But Fnatic, if we're already wanting to be heavy red, is probably just the pick. Like, Hammer into Fnatic is already good. Yeah, alright, and it's foil. It's just tempting me too much. Geez, back-to-back Fnatic? Yeah, I can get behind that. Fnatic into Fnatic is probably pretty silly. There's also Two-Headed Cerberus, which helps get the Perforos online, but we can drastically cut back on our green and really just go red heavy. It's early enough. There's also Cyclops, which I like, but we're going to go Fnatic heavy here. Anger? Really? I think we have to take Anger, even though it's it kind of wrecks us a little bit too. I see no reason to not take Anger. It's a board wipe. It's sick. It actually works well with Tromper. If you get in one attack, you can survive. Or if they pay the tribute on Fnatic or something like that. Or if you have enough mana, like 6 mana, play Fnatic. They don't pay the tribute. You attack for 4 and then Anger. I could see that being good too. Okay. Some good black cards in here. I think we take the Rage. It's removal. We're a little bit removal light beyond the Fall of the Hammer and Anger, so I think that makes sense. Otherwise, Satyr Rambler is a nice little 2-drop. And we are still short on creatures. But I'm going to take the Rage, see if we can table some cheap red dudes. Alright, maybe green is getting cut. It could be. And I'm not afraid to maybe go into black or something like that. But let's take the... Or blue, I guess, to a certain extent. Let's take the Spark Jolt. Okay, Two-Headed Cerberus or Time to Feed. I mean, I think at this point we're still working on the Devotion. I really do want the Time to Feed quite a bit, but Two-Headed Cerberus is actually very bomb with Thunderous Might and Fearsome Temper, so this looks like a Two-Headed Cerberus deck. It turns on our Devotion. It pairs extremely well with our enchantments. I think it's Cerberus all the way. Okay. Take the Titan Strength here over the Nihilate's Disciple. Just going deeper red at this point. I mean, there's really no reason not to. Perforos Hammer are just great things to work towards. Alright, we can take the Hedonist. Maybe we are still green. We can still make green work. It's just a light, much lighter green than red. None of these cards really matter all that much. I've lost to Evangel, so I think we'll take it. Alright, we did get that Cerberus back. That's great. Can take as many of those as possible. Satyr Rambler, happily. Take the Viper's Kiss. We could go for mono red here. I actually don't think I've ever done monocolor in this format, but this deck could easily get there. This is 23 cards right here, so if we really just focus fire on red out of pack 3, I think we could easily make this monocolor, which is just going to greatly benefit our Perforos plays. Okay, well, if this were a PTQ, I think you slam either the Ordeal or the Ill-Tempered Cyclops, or possibly, probably not the Revelry. I think it would either be Cyclops or Ordeal, but we're easily taking Thoughtseize here for some tickets. And hopefully probably tabling the Destructive Revelry, which I would be satisfied with. Okay, Perforos' Emissary is a great card. And there's really, Voyaging Satyr ramps us. I could see that too. I think Emissary's the pick, though. We can start cutting green. I still want to get into that mono-red plan, if possible. Alright, Dragon Mantle's cool because it actually gives you Devotion. Spearpoint Oread is a creature with First Strike. I think I want the Dragon Mantle. I want the Cantrip Aura. I like it a bit more than the Spearpoint, I think. Okay, believe it or not too many picks here. Guess we can take the Savage Surge. We're a little bit short on tricks. Could also take the Warrior's Lesson, I guess, but Surge probably benefits us a little bit better with the Two-Headed Cerberi, if you will. Arena Athlete, I can happily take that here. It's another red creature. Alright, Cerberus for days. Otherwise, we can take Prowler's Helm. I think we go all in on Cerberus. We're really going to cut back on green dramatically in this deck. Like, we can cut Favor, probably Hedonist, Aspect for sure. Mischief, maybe we can keep. Tromper we can get rid of. Possibly these tricks too. Alright, Stone Shock Giant over the Ill-Tempered. That's actually a good question. I think we probably take the Stone Shock. Start cutting more green. Let's take the Stone Shock. Let's cut the... Yeah, we can go mono red at this point. I'm almost positive we don't even need to mess around with green. Could straight up go mono red, which I've never done. Let me reiterate that point. But it's only 11 creatures. All right, let's take the Minotaur then. He is expensive though. Spark Jolt number 2. Scholar's annoying, but so is Disciple. Let's take the Disciple. Alright, let's hate the Hoplite. The blue-white decks are pretty good. I don't care about any of those, I guess. I don't really care about any of these. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite convinced we have enough maybe for the mono red, although we did just get on the second Dragon Mantle. I mean, that is something. This may be worth trying as mono red. I'm dead serious. I've never done it. I feel like you could easily do it with 16 lands, although we do have quite a few 4-drops. This might be just something we try. 16 land deck. Yeah, this is definitely a new experience for me. I've never done mono red. Why am I short a pick now? Which one am I missing? Spark Jolt? Was that what it was? Possibly. Alright, the problem is we only have 12 creatures, which is actually really light. Very creature light. Hammer, I guess, we can count Hammer as a creature, but probably shouldn't. I actually really like how the Fearsome Tempers combo with the Anger. You just slap that on a 2-headed Cerberus and then Anger. Hit them for 6. Could be really good. A little bit removal light. I really like the red devotion-y stuff we've got going on with the Thunderous Might and the Fanatics. This deck looks sweet. This deck looks really sweet. I guess one of our creatures is Purphoros too. We definitely look creature light. I think that is an issue. How did we end up so creature light? I guess it's 13 with the hammer, like I said. We do have the anger for removal. I'm short 2 cards. I don't know about the Spark Jolt. All right, let's play the Fanatic. I think it's necessary. It's so good. I mean, it's not necessary, but it's just a really nice bonus. Plus, it gives you devotion to red. There's really no reason to not play it. So we'll play that. I still kind of want to do 16 lands, just because I'm so close to mono red, but perhaps it's wiser to play 17. I've got a Mana Sink here. I've got 2 Mana Sinks here. These cantrip. I've got Mana Sink here. I've got Mana Sink here. Mana Sink here as Bestow. Mana Sink here. I've got a lot of Mana Sinks. Maybe we do 17 lands. And it's 14 creatures with the hammer. We're literally just splashing for Fanatic. I mean, that's fine. I can play like probably 4 forests and make that work. This is like a 7-drop. Is there any other green worth playing? Probably not. I think we can run it like this, just playing the Fanatic. I mean, I needed more creatures, and this guy still gives devotion. I don't see why not. It's kind of a weird one-of to play green, but I mean, it's not like Fanatic's not a strong card, you know? I think Fanatic's really good. We're very creature light early, which is kind of an issue. And 2-headed Cerberus is not very good with the fall, but all of our 4-drops are good with the fall of the hammer. If we were to do 16 lands, then what? I'd want to do... I don't even know. Mischief is pretty good with the Cerberus. But I'd almost want another creature. So Tromper, but we already have enough 4-drops. Hedonist, but it doesn't seem worth it. Especially on the splash. Mortal's Resolve is good, but I feel like I don't need any more tricks. I think we just do 17 lands. I'm not like thrilled about it, but like I said, there's stuff I can do with my mana, and if we want to make the Fanatic work and throw stuff away to Hammer of Purphoros as well, I think it's probably a good idea. Okay, so We probably only need 4 forests is my guess. They say 1, which is not happening. We can get away with 4 forests, though, for the Fanatic. That should be fine. And we'll still have plenty of stuff to do with the Dragon Mantles and, you know, stuff like that. Okay, this deck's very good. This deck is very good. I think the only issues are it's a little bit clunky, but the Anger can bring us right back into it if we're just getting hosed early on. And then we've got a couple things to do early if we want. And I could just see some stuff coming up huge for us in this deck. Okay, well, we're gonna run it like this, and this is a very unusual deck. This is probably the closest to monocolor I've ever gotten in this block. I may have done mono black once when I had like quad Gray Merchant early on in the format or something with triple Theros, but yeah, this is definitely the closest to monocolor I've ever come in full block. All right, I'll see you round 1.